Okay, trade recap for the day. XRP short, price was pushing up really aggressively, and this is usually where I like to try and find a short scalp opportunity near the top when the price starts to cluster and give me a reason to obviously get short. Started to see that price started to get a little bit exhausted. You can see on the RSI that there's a 15-minute divergence. Price was trying to climb higher whilst the RSI was showing lower highs, just diverging, which was the first confluence. And then if we go down to the 5-minute, you can kind of see this reasonably nice head and shoulders starting to kind of form, this vertical head and shoulders with this neckline. For some reason, this is reset. So once I started to see this sort of price action, this formed a lower high. I would then waiting for some sort of reason to get long, to get short, for it to then sweep out this trend line, sweep out these liquidity levels, and then push towards the downside here, and then retest the 4-hour level down here. So what ended up happening was price tried to push away, created a swing high, or a lower swing high, sorry, and closed a nice 5-minute candle below this resistance line. This is where I entered the first position, hoping for quite a quick move to the downside. Stop loss just here because we're looking for this to quite literally go straight down. Next candle ended up trying to push down, used as support, which is fine. When we use the same support so soon after each other, we're more than happy with that. With it doing that, we're just wasting more of the buys and adding liquidity to the lows. So then this 5-minute candle here was just absolutely beautiful. This is when I doubled the position size. On the close of this candle, we pushed above this resistance level and then rejected and closed directly below it. Also, obviously, using this kind of trend line as resistance as well. So I've now got double, 2 times the position. So my position size is about $50 risk, which is about half size of our usual, or of our big sizes. So it's a normal size for a short, really. So then what ended up happening at this point, I wanted the price to instantly drop down. This was the price where I wanted to see that momentum push to the downside, break through these support levels and start to sweep some liquidity to the downside. Exactly what happened. 5-minute closed very, very nicely, or pushed down quite nicely. Didn't close super nicely, but it was more than good enough. I moved my stop loss tighter now because I wasn't looking to take a large loss on XRP when it's so bullish at the minute, and because my stop loss can now also be placed above this resistance and above this trend line, right? So it's just a more than okay spot for me to see. Next candle ended up pushing down aggressively as well, still kind of creating these wicks, which wasn't great. This was the start of the hourly candle as well. So I wasn't a big fan that the wick didn't go green very much. I would have much preferred price to push a bit higher before going down, but nonetheless, it was a pretty good start. Started to push down, closed this 5-minute candle, swept this level, closed this 5-minute candle slightly above this level here, and then the next 5-minute candle just went straight up. So I had a flat body bottom. This is kind of what I didn't mind seeing. However, when it's at this point in time on the hourly, it wasn't great because now it flips green with quite a big wick on the downside, looking pretty bullish, right? So you could kind of make arguments here for closing, but my stop loss was break even, and I didn't really think there was much point in closing for 0.3% instead of just letting it potentially reject from these levels here and finding low. So what ended up happening was, I'm not sure why I did that. Ended up stopping me out break even. Now, obviously, putting my stop loss break even when it's at resistance isn't super ideal. It could definitely continue down here, but my reason for entering the trade was a momentum push to the downside and hopefully a quick sweep down to my target, right? I wasn't willing to let this trade potentially go against me and take a loss on this one, so we went for the stop loss break even. And if price does go to the target, then that's fair enough. It happens. But like I mentioned at the start of the video, the market today has been a little bit choppy. It's not super nice, so I'm not really looking to go super risk on right now. That's why I originally took this trade at $25 risk instead of the usual 50 for short. So yeah, that's the trade for the day, guys. Yeah, so account balance is currently sitting at 9888 because that one was a stop loss break even, so we didn't lose, we didn't gain. But yeah, not too bad.